Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to mortgage my future for a few cheap scientific advances. In endless space, too. Come, Pete, science? What has science ever done for noble citizens of United Federation? This is what I ask, Emperor Pete. We did not rely on science to get Federation as far as we have come, sir. Achievements of United Federation have all been direct result of toil of serfs and liberal application of boot to necks of self-same serfs. We don't need science, Pete. You trade all of their empire's wealth for mysterious scientific games. This is foolish move. Foolish, Pete. Federation is living proof that there is nothing in this universe that cannot be accomplished by throwing sufficient amount of human suffering at the problem. This is how we do things in United Federation, is way it has always been done, is way it always will be done. Do not now, at 11th hour, turn to science, Pete. Scientific thing, this is how you wind up getting banished to Siberia with other dissidents and forward thinkers. It's a bad idea. United Federation is built on solid foundation of human misery, and we will proudly remain so forever. Alright, well, I mean, we're gonna have to just agree to disagree on this one, Dmitri. I appreciate your input. I value what you're doing for the colony. I really do, but, I don't know. The scientific gains we're gaining here, Dmitri, I think long-term are gonna carry us forward much more so than the necks of serfs. I mean, how are we gonna boot our way into space? Well, don't worry, Pete. Just because you cannot think of way, all this means is that you have limited small mind. You just don't see how far boot to neck of surf can carry empire, but you will see, Pete. You will come around, I promise. Alright, well, I trust your propagation of misery. It hasn't let me down so far, Dmitri. So you know what? Until it fails, I'm not gonna revisit our paradigm. What I am a little worried about, though, this cash problem we got. We got Fat Ivan breathing down our necks here. We got to figure out some way to remain fiscally solvent for 15 turns when we currently only have enough cash to remain fiscally solvent for roughly 12 turns. It's a bit of a problem. So what are all of our ships doing? We have, like, our fleet is getting fairly big, and we have a lot of colony ships that are supposed to be... Okay, they're traveling places. So you're coming here, we're gonna have this fleet guard. We actually have, okay, you're headed down to Perfidious to colonize. And I think one of our other ones is headed down to, I believe also Xanados to colonize. What is this? What are you? You are another settler. Were you supposed to be headed down to Xanados? Perhaps. Let's go ahead and create a fleet. Okay, so we got one going to Perfidious, we got another going to Perfidious. This one is actually going to Xanados. So where would we even, in theory, send this remaining colony ship? We don't really have a place to put you, so you know what? Why don't you go back to sleep for now? You are here in Sirius. Can you, are there any probes here we want to explore? Do we have any anomalies we might be able to take advantage of? Okay, we have an outpost here, which is nice, but, no, that's not really what I'm looking at. We were going to send this ship here to guard, but if we can have it exploring anomalies, I don't really see any disadvantage into having it do so. So let's go ahead and come back here. This patrol ship, we can also just put it on auto explore, although I do think we have, yeah, we already have one of our fleet ships out here doing exactly that. They're exploring the crap out of shit. Can you explore the crap out of shit? I mean, how would that even work, Pete? Can you explore shit so thoroughly that it's not even crap anymore? I mean, that's an ontological question for a smarter man than myself. I honestly have no actual idea. If you can explore the crap out of shit, though, we'll find a way to do it. Did I accidentally hijack... Did I accidentally hijack a settler ship in that? Alright, Peteria is the interplanetary transport network. That's a problem. That's actually going to cost us a little more upkeep, but it does help our overall production goals. And one thing we do have on the slate for this episode, we got to start building a combat fleet. So let's get to work on that. We're gonna, you know what? What are you doing here? Let's take a look and see what the Corvette 2 design contains. What have you got? Okay, so you got a basic Opal laser, 7 DPS, critical hit chance 5%, you're an energy weapon. You're very good at medium and long ranges, terrible at short ranges. You got a warp drive, well, we're gonna need that. Empty ship slot, this one is weapon module or defense module, not doing anything. We get another basic Opal laser, and then we have basic plasmal shielding, which is a defense module, giving us a little bit of shield here. Okay, so defensive military power is 77. Offensive military power is bad. Give me, you know what? Give me detailed stats here. That's really actually what I want to see. We have 13 DPS from lasers. How are we doing on shielding? Shield capacity every time shield. Okay, so we've got 10 shield. Okay, so we have a very tiny amount of actual shielding. We're good at medium and long ranges and reasonably effective at short ranges. I think we should tear this bad boy completely apart, though. So we definitely are going to want a warp drive in this. So let's find ourselves a drive. Basic eye. Okay, so we got some plating. We got eye high slugs. How do you do on damage? You're more effective at short and medium ranges, less effective at long ranges. You do 6 damage per second. Opal laser does 6 damage per second. Plasma beam does 19 damage per second, but is really only good at short range. How about torpedoes? Torpedoes do 11 damage per second, really only effective at medium and long ranges, and the plasma beam does nothing at any range beyond short. So really what the AI is doing is trying to make our ship a balanced and effective fighter at all ranges. I don't necessarily like that idea. I think we should come up with multiple designs. Let's come up with multiple designs that have optimal efficiency at different ranges. So let's get some defensive action going here. I do like the shields. So let's throw some shields, not on the, well, you know what? Yeah, put the shields on the bow. We got to get a warp drive in here as well. So that's our basic warp drive. We got nano repair bots, which do repair the ship 15% after battle and give us a health bonus. I think we put that in there. And can we put this here? No, we can't. We can do 2 more offensive and 1 more defensive, and that's all we've got left. Or alternatively, we could just go crazy offense. I don't really hate that idea. Crazy offense. Okay, we gotta edit the, yeah, I want to change the name of the ship, though. Can I do that? Can I change the name of the ship? No, I cannot. It really seems like I should be able to name the ships myself, but fine. What I want is, I want 2 of these designs. I want one that is a very close range fighter, so I think what we do here, for one of our ships, let's put ion torpedoes. Medium and long. Is that the only kind of torpedoes we have? We got high impact slugs, we got opal lasers, we got plasma beams. So for offense, okay, what do we got for defense here? We go basic plasma shielding, and we got high impact plating, which gives us a health bonus and a defense against projectiles. What does our plasma shielding give us a defense against? Gives us 10 health bonus. It does give us a shield capacity and only defense against energy. So let's make sure we have defense against both energy and projectiles. And then as far as weapons go, I think we go 1 of each. Let's do plasma, but then also torpedoes. So we have a ship that's very, very good at short ranges, very decent at long ranges. Do we want to specialize, or do we want to, I mean, this is okay. We're actually going to a lot of DPS at pretty much both ranges. Not as much at long as at short, but when we get in close, our Corvette here is really going to be, it's a knife fighter. That means it has to survive to draw into short ranges, but it's got the plating we need to do that. I think this is okay. So let's apply that design, and then can we create a new one? We can. So why are you creating another design, Pete, if you've already come up with a balanced one? Well, I mean, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this, where's the Corvette class? You're not an exploration vessel, not a colonizer, not a protector, an attacker. That's what we want. The Agreasy class. We're going to call this the Knife Master. Because this ship is small, it's an attacker, its focus is offense. We're going to have this bad boy. We've got our long-range support ships, and for every 2 long-range support ships, we're going to want 1 that's a close-range support ship. So what are we going to do? We're going to pack this bad boy with all of the plasma weapons we can find. Well, no, we still want defense. We still want the defense. We get the basic plasma shields, we throw on the hull plating, and we're also going to strap on a warp drive. So our paradigm then is we're going to build 2 of our medium link, and then we're going to put a Knife Master with each one. So when we close to short range, at short ranges, we're just going to be devastating. 42 DPS, yeah, I like this. So we're going to pair Corvettes with the Knife Master in order to get the most, you know what, I actually don't. So here's how we can, okay, delete that. Yep. We're going to create our own version of this just so that I can name it. And this is going to be our baseline frigate. So let's just call this, I mean, we'll call it the Serfdom, since it's the foundation of our our entire empire. Yes, that is right, Pete. The Greasy Crash ship is foundation of navy, just like boot on neck of surf is foundation of empire. It is best to not deviate from form, Pete. This is how things work. Put warp drive on ship and make ship go now so that we can murder. So, we're gonna go then with one plasma beam, one laser. We're gonna get another defensive module in here, so we've got our plasma shielding. We've also got our projectile shielding. The Serfdom and the Knife Master are gonna work in tandem to bring victory to our empire. This is effective for us. Now what do we gotta do? Now we just gotta start building these bad boys. So let's get to production queue here and start whipping them up. So Pteria is not building anything. Sirius and Kamos are both still outposts, so they can't build anything. How big of a fleet do we want? I don't think we should get too aggressive with our fleet building just yet, simply because let's build one Knife Master and 2 Serfdoms. Okay, this is going to take a while. That's 12 turns of production. I don't want to get too aggressive with our fleet. We have enough command points, of course, that we can keep everything well managed, but every ship that we build does increase our overall maintenance. And again, Fat Ivan breathing down the neck, man. We got to keep an eye on Ivan and what he's doing so we can pay the bills. Every turn brings us one turn closer to fiscal insolvency. Trying to run good foundation of empire, Pete, but again, you seem to be underestimating usefulness of serfs. Human misery, Pete, is more valuable than any currency in the entire universe. So we picked up a debris analyzer, which is fantastic. It gives us bonus science for every ship that we destroy. We also can now colonize Mediterranean planets, which is fantastic. So what is our suggestion that you're making here? Epigenetic crop seeding gives us 4 food per population on planets. Not terrible. Intensive cultivation logistics, which is a system improvement. It gives us bonuses per luxury resource deposit and just a flat out 20% production in food, but it's really expensive. Multi-thread management is intriguing. Is there something we can build that allows us to make a project where we can just put the entire production of a planet into providing a resource? Like, is there one where we can just be like, take the planet's production and convert it into science, or take the planet's production and convert it into cash? That's kind of what we're looking for. Enables the unlocking of new heroes. We should consider maybe an academic embassy. Enables the unlock of new heroes. We wouldn't mind getting some new heroes, although they cost dust, and that's a bit of a sticking point for us right now. The Nanarch University makes everybody happy. It's a unique improvement, though. It gives us +5 influence, which is nice, and +2 to everything per person on a planet, which is really good. The thing about unique improvements is, I don't know if we would know the appropriate place to stick it just yet. Patriotic Plus gives us 4 extra systems that we can occupy before triggering expansionist approval on the Empire. That's a conquest sort of thing, probably something we'll want long term when we decide to go to war. Influence, okay, approves actions. Okay, so what this does is make the things that we do to influence the outcome of elections. It makes them more powerful. It also lets us colonize toxic planets. It's a lot of research, though. A lot of research. What's this also? Technically, spirit to okay. What does it do? Oh, this is Imperial. Oh, it's unique to our faction. Got it. Interesting. Faction unique technologies. Very cool. Endless space. What else can we do from a military standpoint? Exotic rations gives us a huge manpower capacity boost. This gives us a giant bonus to our maximum manpower. It also gives us 10% food. Hull upgrade. Military effects. Unlocks additional module slots for a Greasy class hull. I like that. That means more weapons on each ship. Uranef class hull. More module slots for Uranef class hulls. But it does make them take special materials. So we would need titanium, and then we would also need Hyperium in order to harvest those. Since we don't have sources of those yet, I think maybe we'll hold off. Maybe now is not the time. What about coming over here too, since we are beginning to build a fleet? What about going over to, like, our military? Big data shipyards are good. Bonus EXP on ships, that's nice. Also gives us O2 delivery gear, which gives us just additional manpower. Intriguing. It's got a big production penalty, though. A chain gang program. We can convert population into 300 manpower. I really like that ability. That's going to let us just... This is, in fact, right here, just epitome of surf boot and neck enhancement right here, Pete. We just take people and be like, you are a soldier now. Every other person gets a gun. Every other person gets a bullet. One of you have bullet, one of you have gun. You work together. If one of you dies, seize the resources and means of production, and together you are still... Oh, one of you is dead, so you're not technically together. But still, even if one of you is killed, effective fighting force. Impervious bunkers is not useful. What are our potential expansions from here? Basic sync laser. Okay, I mean, that doesn't seem that great. Plasma intensifier, which gives us bonus energy damage. I like that. Basic uniform shielding. A defensive module that just gives us better shield capacity, better health bonus, better energy defense. All right, don't hate that. Ultra dense slugs. Better kinetic weapons damage. We got basic reactive plating, which is another defense module. Also kinetic enhancers. So all of this basically makes us better at something we're already doing. Titanium slugs, coordinated man, plus 100 manpower deployment limit on Empire. Interesting. Mobile energy weapons, unlocked armor units for ground battles. Tractable armaments. Huge damage bonus for ground battles, and huge manpower capacity bonuses as well. Electromagnetic shielding makes our planets... It's a system defense. Yeah, it gives us a huge garrison capacity bonus. Makes it vastly less likely that our population gets killed, and vastly less likely that our improvements are destroyed when we are sieged. Intriguing. I still just want something that lets me do, like, just gets me money. I don't hate the miners' union. Multi-thread management. We can buy stuff. Well, we're not going to be doing that. Intergalactic supermarket. This makes the pacifists happy, but it also is it's a unique improvement. So we can only build one of these, the intergalactic supermarket, but it would go a long way into helping satisfy our financial woes. What's Astro Finance do? Little bonus per person on sterile and just a bonus per person. Bonus per person on P planets with luxury. Atmospheric filtration allows us to colonize ash planets. That's literally all it does, but what does it lead into? AI labor. Nah. Public 3D printing. All production is consumed. 25%. Part of your industrial base to become a large 3D scale printing service for the private commercial initiatives. Income from the Imperial coffers can be generated. The perfect choice when you need to convert excess industrial capacity into cold, hard dust. So we can convert 25%. Okay, so this is exactly what I was looking for then right here. Public 3D printing. That's a way to turn production into money. Slag and Sludge Center. +1 resource generation on resource deposits, and also gets us planetary cracker or factory lab, which allows us to convert unused production into science. So what do we need to research that, though? All right, I think we have to go for atmospheric filtration. Even though it's not great now, it doesn't take very long for us to complete. How do we get to this, though? Why can we not do this? Is it because we have nothing on this third tier? Is that why? Maybe it's because we don't have a second tier ability yet? Let's assume that that's going to be it, and we'll work our way into it. This is what I want for now. Yeah, okay, my decision is made. I've dithered enough, really, is what it comes down to. So, be the first to control at least 4 star systems in the same constellation. Holy crap, somebody else has already got 4 friggin' planets. Wow. So somebody's out in front of us. I mean, they're not out in front of us by much, but they are out in front of us. We don't want to... I keep forgetting that pulls up the chat box rather than ends our turn. So we do have an idle fleet. Idle fleets are no good, boy. We can't have idle fleets. Yes, that's right, Pete. No one is sitting around on dead ass doing nothing in this empire. In this empire, you are working or you will be slain. Okay, so we built a knife master. We're still working on 2 serfdoms. That's our first fleet. I like it. Okay, where's my idle ship? It's got to be this guy, right? Okay, you're idle. Are there any anomalies here or anything? Like if we launch a probe. Okay, this actually we can't really do anything with that. We want this ship exploring anomalies. Are there anomalies in Zubin? There almost have to be. So let's move you down here and let you come explore this area. Rest of our fleets we want to move. We did just have a colony ship arrive in the Beria system. Can you colonize? You can. Then make it so. We got a large, ooh, it's a large planet. We also have a tundra planet over here. Both of these are large. Which one is gonna grow faster? Well, this one makes more science. This one has more productivity, more dust, more importantly, and will grow faster. Well, actually, it's gonna grow at the same rate because it's making food. But it does have transvine, adamantium, which we don't know how to harvest yet, but titanium, hyperium, and transvine, both over here at Bereus 5. I think we have to colonize this one first because we want those resources so that we can use them to upgrade our ships. So we got an average deposit of titanium, an average deposit of hyperium, and an average deposit of transvine, which we already have some of. Food production is going to be weak. The dust production is a little lower than I'd like. It's not even a colony yet, though, so ideally we really probably are maybe jumping the gun a little bit, worrying about it. We do have some other colony ships in transit, I believe. Yep, the rest of our colony ships are in transit, so let's just go to the next turn. Overall, I feel like the United Federation is prospering. Yes, we are not as prosperous as Federation for, you know, Star Trek Federation. They are egalitarian society. We are not. We oppress people and boot on neck of serfs and whatnot. But to each his own, Pete. Their ways are not our ways. Colonizing a lava planet would be useful. And we really just want these infinite projects. This is what we want. Why can we not go into... Why can't I go into any of these? I mean, this shows that this is unlocked. Oh, because we haven't unlocked tier 3, we haven't... Gotcha. Creator of wealth. Be the first to produce 100 dust. Oh! So we can never go beyond this? I'm confused. Or is this just what we get if that happens? Require... Okay, so there it is. It's locked because we need 2 of these, which... Okay, acceptable. So which of these is the least heinous? Not really very good. Accelerated production. I like the idea of being able, in theory, to be able to buy something. And an intergalactic supermarket is also not this useful. Miner's resource also seems good. The goods, you know what? We should do the commodities exchange. I'm sold. Let's do it. Mostly, I just want that second technology. We also discovered the academy. Or we didn't, rather somebody else did. Well, son of a bitch. We got beat to the punch. The fact that the AI is accomplishing some of these goals makes me very nervous. You have arrived in Zubin. Is there anything you can explore while here? Get some anomalies, alright. There's a huge ash planet here, which is now colonizable for us. We can send a colony here. What do we find? Remnant population. +2 dust on happy, +1 production all the time. Okay, I mean, that's not terrible. We also have an idle ship, which is this one again. So, is there an anomaly on this planet we can explore? There is. Do we have a probe? We do. Binary moons. Oh, it just gives us an extra population slot is what it does. Interesting. Alright, well, let's take our idle fleet, and we will move it down to yonder, which now has a colonizable planet because we're working on lava planets now. Large lava, yonder tour, medium ash. Okay, got an unknown life form. A huge gas giant. How come, I mean, every gas giant is going to be huge. That's sort of why the word giant is in their name. It's not like they call them gas shrimps, because they're tiny planets made out of gas. This is foolish. Lava planets produce no food, very little science, but look at the production you can get out of those, though. It's sort of crazy. We're really going to have to start tailoring some of our planets to, like, specific roles, I think. We have no more idle ships. Let's see what else we unlocked as far as colonizable planets. We've got 2 we could colonize in Duna, 2 we could colonize in Aina. Still no secondaries in Pteria, but we do have one in Hez here that we could also... It's a small desert planet. Reasonable production, some manner of dust. We could also... Yo, this planet would be a production powerhouse for us. It's going to have a very difficult time growing, though. We can't colonize a desert planet, but we can colonize an ash planet. I mean, I don't want to say that you're ass backwards, but that kind of seems ass backwards. We do have an idle settler, though. Let's send him over to Hez and just get this show on the road. And once our main fleet is done in Pteria here, I think maybe we're going to start cranking out some more settlement ships. We got planets here that are waiting for... That's one of the 4X's in a 4X game is exploit, man. We got people waiting to be exploited. That's right, Pete. People are waiting to be exploited. We have the serfs. We must take advantage of the serfs. Always exploit your serfs, Pete. Is fundamental principle of United Federation policy. Always exploit the serfs. So we completed the Galactic Commodities Exchange. Took no time at all to research. We got that very quick. And more importantly now, we can do chameleon spaces. Which gives us the ability... Okay, it gives us +1 resource generation on resource deposits. I really like that. Planetary specialization, resources. Is that just passive, or is this something that we have to build? I'm sure a slag and sludge center is probably something we have to build. But really what we're looking for is a planet crafter factory lab. But also maximized exploitation. Bonus production on hot, bonus production on sterile. It's a system improvement. I really just want the infinite. Which one would we rather have? I think we would rather have the dust one since we are losing 78 dust per turn currently. We're also running low on manpower. Your empire lacks troops to fill your star systems and fleets. That's bad. Okay, so... building... Okay, we're building ships here, which has become a problem. I think we build one more serfdom, then we're going to have to wait for our manpower to rally a little bit. Technology stage unlocked in economy. Trade quadrant, consolidator of systems. Deed, challenge, great leaders, objective failed. Yeah, okay, that's nice. Thanks for reminding me of my failure. I appreciate that. It's nice of you. And we've already picked our next technology. Yeah, we're going to do maximized exploitation. Always maximize the exploitation, Pete. This is golden rule. New event, slingshot. Make a choice. Your fleet enters the system Hez and has barely slowed from super light speed when a belt of rocks circling one of the planets starts to peel off and head towards you on a carefully calibrated collision course. Your current inertia and momentum, unfortunately, a course change is impossible. Minus 20% fleet health on the fleet on garrison for the second Vanquisher's Navy, or destroy. Study or destroy. Minus 2 movement points on ships on garrison second Vanquisher's Navy for 1 turn. So we either lose movement or we lose health. I mean, I don't really care about losing 20% of the health. I don't really care about the speed either, actually. Let's build up our defenses and pulverize the rocks. Gain some resources. May provide... you know what? Let's study the effect. Later benefits. I don't really care about either of these penalties because, again, this is a settler ship. Once we get it here, its job is done anyway. So we're going to have a penalty for 1 turn, but that penalty is really never going to be applicable. Did we do this in 1 turn? We did this in 1 turn. Alright, well, we got the Galactic Commodities Exchange done extraordinarily quickly. This would let us colonize gas giants, huh? Extreme atmospherics. You know what? Yes. Do we now? You know what? We don't really need to be. We're good on the colony. We're good on colonization. What we need is the chain gang program that's going to allow us to turn people into manpower because we're out of manpower. So here, first off, you go away, and I want N-Way fusion to be our first one. That's what we're going to do. It should be like 1 turn for N-Way fusion. We should get that very, very rapidly. Vega is coming along nicely, starting to scale up. Okay, we have 2 idle fleets. Why? Yet you are mismanaging Empire, son. Look at these. Look at the idle loafers are out here doing nothing. Power of the Academy has reached level 2. Heroes will start at this level when recruited. Alright. Event effects. Science pays. Plus 15 production on colonies on the Empire for 10 turns and increase the industrialist political ideology. Damn Skippy. Industrialist for the win. Marketplace luxury prices increase. That's fine. We're not really buying any luxuries. So where are my idle ships? You should not be idle. You should just be colonizing a planet. That's why we sent you over here. We're going to colonize this medium ash planet. Expanding our role even further. Unknown signal curiosity. Okay, that's good. I got a feeling... Wow, you know what this reminds me of? This is a little LV-426 kind of variety. It's what we call a shake and bake colony. People, we send them out there, those wildcatters, and just giant atmospheric processors. Takes decades, and then Newt gets eaten by an alien. Okay, so we've got this patrol ship. We're looking for anomalies to investigate. Can we investigate this? We have probes, but for whatever reason, we cannot investigate these. We need autonomous materials. Okay, so there's nothing we can investigate in Yundir. You know what? I'm going to put you on Auto Explorer, or I can't put you on Auto Explorer. Well, here, come down here. If I can't put you on auto explorer, I might as well just have you manually start exploring. And this is a... What are you doing? You are on auto explorer. Alright, so let's advance our fleets. I should have another settler arriving. Yes, but you cannot colonize? Why not? Oh, because the only planet that... Oh, right, you're going to Xanados. You're going to colonize Xanados, not Perfidious. Gotcha. We're cranking out the outposts. Who's got a better planet? Xanados has a huge Arctic or a small steppe. Do we have a better planet maybe in Zebin now that we've got some better... We have a huge ash planet, which is... You know what? That's actually a better target than a small steppe planet. How much longer would it take you to get down there? Or we could have you go colonize a planet in Yunder. It's a medium ash planet, a huge toxic planet. I really want to have these guys colonizing larger planets, even though it is going to be difficult to get some of those big planets to grow, simply because they're going to start with no food. What do we got on Iaz? Both of these planets are now colonizable. We have a huge ash planet. We have a large... Oh, okay. That's what we got to do. That's got to be our priority right there, is that large Mediterranean planet. That's a good planet. Do we want to redirect? How many other settler ships do we have? Let's go to the fleet really quick. We just have one left. So this is our last settler, and we're low on manpower, so settlers are going to be... It's going to be our last one for a little while. You know what? Yeah. Come on back to Iaz. We're wasting a ton of time. Now, you know what? That's a bad idea. We shouldn't do that. By the time he can arrive there, we could already have him having a colony on Xanados. So, you know what? Yeah, come here and do the shitty planet, even though it's subjectively a bad move. Come colonize the shitty planet instead. I really just want you to fly to this snow. There we go. Fly over here. Everything's locked in. Camo, Sirius, when are you guys... Look, I mean, Hez is already almost caught up to you guys. We need some more people settling in this area. Okay, in-way fusion is completed. Do we want to sacrifice a population? We're losing 91 dust a turn. Okay, we really have to do something about that. Okay, civilizational providers with a limited portion of their resources. That's fantastic. They're friendly towards us. I don't suppose some of those resources could be in the form of cash, right? Vega finished public-private partnerships, which cost us money. We finished the serfdom. Okay, so here's what we're going to have to do then. We're going to have to start converting into cash. We could build the chain yang and convert one of our population into manpower. We also have impervious bunkers. We have a giant fleet that's not earning us any cash as well. I really want to do the endless... Did we not research that? I thought we researched that. Okay, technology stage unlocked. Military 2. We got G-War camp. Yep, that's fine. We're done. Latest political survey. Appears that the industrialist political party is in the lead, but who knows what might happen on election day. Aren't we... we are industrialists, I think, so that's fine. Or are we militarists? I think we are industrialists. Actually, honestly, I don't really care whether the industrialists or the militarists lead our faction. Both of those are acceptable to us. They're both good. We may have built a fleet that's too large for us to sustain. We don't even have 3 full turns here. We don't even have 3 full turns of cash on us. So what we've got to do then, we have to do maximized exploitation. We've got to get the ability to turn production into money. It's the only thing that's going to save us. We should have done that last turn. Doing the manpower thing, that was a bad idea. And we're probably going to have to sacrifice population in favor of manpower so that we can build more settler ships. But you know what? I'm looking at the timer on this one. I think we're going to have to do that next episode. Construction queues empty, Pteria and Vega. Yeah, I know they're empty, but there's nothing... I don't want them to build anything, because anything we might have them build is actually bad for us. It all costs money. We need things that give us money. Endless Research Park and Endless World is a system improvement, which gives us a bonus if we have a really, really high happiness rating, but we don't. We don't really need the food that badly, although plus food would be nice if we're going to start grinding citizens. You know, grinding citizens into garrison is useful. It also would allow us to really get rid of, like, our unwanted... I mean, this is gonna sound terrible, but it would also allow us to engage in some ethnic cleansing. Yes, Pete, you know, no one likes to talk about it, but sometimes best solution is final solution, or rather, final solution is... I don't know where I was going with this. Even for Dmitri, who likes to stomp the neck of serfs repeatedly, you know what? I take back what I have said. I don't feel good about the things that I have become, Pete. I do not like the man that I am right now. I will strive to do better in the future, but you know what? Future will have to be in future episode. This one I think is over. Yep, I agree. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see more Endless Space 2, might consider subscribing as well. New episodes every single day. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.